What is up, you guys? It is your boy Phoenix Brenton here, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are here going to talk about Paradox Junction and it as a whole, and also the YouTube video, or the YouTube live stream, which I'll talk about that first. Before we get into today's video, like and subscribe. We're on the road again to 700 subscribers. But anyways, enough said. Let's get into the video. And one quick thing before we go talk about the live stream, I am using the mammoth-based version of the gun. I am just trying to level it up in this game, and as you could tell, this thing is a shredder, as you will see in the boss fight. Granted, it is directed, but also granted, it's not fully upgraded, so there's both sides to that. Anyways, so this live stream that just recently happened has broke records on my channel, which is kind of insane to me, because when you're really thinking about, well, first of all, you look at the views. It is not the most viewed live stream of all time. In fact, I don't think it's even close at 36 views when I'm recording this video. Now, that could change, but so far it's at 36 views. Actually, it's at 34. But my most is currently the Welcome to Cuphead, the end, I'm pretty sure, with 66 views, which is by far, not even close, the best live stream ever. But this live stream did break other records that live stream failed to do, which is having the most watch hours out of any live stream, with 22. And I want you to think about that for a minute. That is nearly a whole day of watch hours from one video. That is insane. And that is nearly the third most out of any live stream video, short, whatever, of all time. Just behind my most viewed short of all time, aka my most viewed video of all time. So that's pretty insane, the fact that's even there. With also behind my part 2 of the 3-man army, and also behind Do I Deserve Friends video, which is like 46 hours or something like that. So it's still half of what this did, but that's still insane to think about that. So yeah, this live stream recorded records. That is insane to me, that this broke records. And not only it broke that record, it also broke the most people watching a live stream at once, with 15 viewers. Now, obviously, I know that's kind of insane. I know people are going to be like, bro, that's not much at all. That's very little. But let's do some, division. Let's do some 15 divided by 688. That is how many people are subscribed to my channel, how many people actually watch this live stream at one moment. That is a 2%. 2%. Which I know isn't a lot, but it's more than what normally was. Because if we go to 8, which is nearly half of that, it's now Actually, no, it was 1%. Wait, hold on a minute. Did I do it correct? I don't think I did the math correctly. Hold on a minute. No, I did. It was 2%. The other one is 1%. It is 1%. So that's like half of the percentage. I mean, it makes sense because it is basically half. But that's kind of insane to think about, that this live stream broke a lot of views. A lot of the records that I hold with other previous live stream videos or shorts or whatever. And I think it's just huge. I also think it's just huge in terms of the how I might focus on videos moving forward. Because I've been mainly focused on football, right? Football has been kind of the main thing of this channel for quite some time. And I don't think that's much of a question. At first, I did think of making this whole YouTube channel zombies, which obviously, if you go look at my videos at first, they are zombies content. But now I've been kind of focusing more on football videos because that's kind of what has done at least decently well. It's kind of like playing it safe. Zombies, on the other hand, is not playing it safe. That's being a little frisky. And same thing with like the God of War series that I've done, or the Resident Evil series. It's like doing that as well, which I think is kind of insane that finally it has panned off. And also, by the way, God of War Warfare, I think, is actually kind of a decent game. But anyway, that's kind of all I have to say about this video, because, or about that live stream in general. But now let's talk about the map itself. This map, and I quote, is the worst modern zombies map, not including Vanguard zombies. That is not even a joke. Let me actually just show you something that is kind of insane to me. Shinonuma Reborn, which by the way, fun fact, I did just recently done playing all of Vanguard zombies. And Shinonuma Reborn has a better score than this. And, I mean, granted, I do think these maps were pretty verily similar to each other in terms of how I thought of it beforehand, but after, I think Shinonuma Reborn is a better experience. I know that sounds insane, but that's literally the case. And I don't know how, but Tomb actually has a higher score than Shinonuma Reborn, but I actually would play Shinonuma over the Tomb, which is kind of where I like the rounding factor, where it's like, would I actually play this map? Like, do I think it deserves a 5 or does it deserve a 4? Which the Tomb is in that range, while Shinonuma Reborn barely at 45. But it's not the worst round-based zombies map of all time. That still goes to the Archon in terms of the modern zombies experience. Because the Archon is bad, and I think everything about it kind of just sucks, except maybe the Easter egg, the high rounds are okay, and then the boss fight. Which, funny enough, I think the Archon boss fight is actually better than what this boss fight is, which is kind of insane to me, because that was with a way less time to actually make it, which is insane to me. Now you're like, wait, what are you talking about less time? Like, wasn't BF7 also poorly not made, or it had a very limited space? They had that planned years ahead of time. It wasn't like Vanguard Zombies where it was kind of like a last minute thing. So there's that. And I just don't see myself ever playing this map ever again. I just don't see it. Like, at first I'm like, okay, maybe every now and then. Now I just don't see it, because unless I'm playing it with co-op and people want to play it and stuff, I just don't think I'm ever going to play this map ever again. This Easter egg is, like the Easter egg's good. It's just the boss fight is such a terrible experience. And it's kind of a disappointment, because if you're looking at all the boss fights in the game, this is definitely the weakest one. And I don't think it's even close. The Kawakujo boss fight is actually kind of, like, the Kawakujo boss fight is pretty fun, in my opinion. It's not easy, and I think it's not an easy boss fight to me, but it isn't, like, as difficult as, like, Calpheus when he launched, or Valhyrian when he launched as well. Which I do think is probably one of the biggest problems, I think, throughout the entirety of the game, is that the Valhyrian and Calpheus, they both scale to the players that don't have all your augments and stuff ready to go quite yet. While on the other hand, you know, like, kind of like ones like Drabakar to some instance, and even Neuraxis a little bit, or Nexara, I keep forgetting her name. They are more scaled to all the augments and stuff, which I think is just kind of sad, because again, why does it seem like sometimes though the earlier boss fights are more difficult than the current boss fights? That's a little bit of annoying, I'm gonna be honest. And I think everybody could agree with me on this. So there's that. Also, I just hate this boss, the fact that the Dark Heart doesn't feel like really have much of a presence in the boss fight. Which that, and no offense to Dravikar, but Dravikar also kind of has that as well. Like, I kind of wish at some aspect that Dravikar had, like, this wipe attack, where, like, he's gonna charge his fist, and he just pounds it in, like, the middle or the side of the arena. Where if it lands on you, you will go down instantly. Which I think is kind of like, kind of like reminiscent to like Origins and getting stomped on or something like that. That's kind of my point. I kind of wish it was like that, but unfortunately, it isn't. Which I feel like maybe this boss fight could have kind of used, maybe just instead of the stupid, like defense waves and stuff, which is probably one of the worst things about this boss fight alone, is the fact that it's defense waves, doing tormentors and all this stuff. It's like you're doing more to actually try to attack. Like, it feels like you're doing more defense in this boss fight than you're actually doing offense in this boss fight, which is insane. Like, I would say you probably have like 5 minutes where you're actually like shooting the boss itself or doing damage to it, and in like a whole nother like 10, maybe 15 minutes doing things to actually hurt it, like this instance with the Tormentor zombie. That's what's kind of annoying, and I'm just not a big fan of it. So I think moving forward, I really hope that there's not going to be like boss fights like this, where it's like it takes a while for you to actually even do damage to the boss. Which is why I kind of like the Nexara boss fight a lot, because it's similar to this, but it isn't fully like it. Which I think is, like, it's what, if it was like this but done correctly. That's kind of what I mean. But I do think that, I do kind of hope for, and actually now just thinking about it, I do kind of hope that the next boss fight moving forward is, does end up having a final attack, because, like a one wipe attack, because it's like, none of the boss fights in BO7, fun fact, have had a wipe attack. BO6 has, with the Patient 13, and I also think the Tomb does too, which I think is kind of funny, but it's mainly avoided. Like, the problem I think with, honestly, just BO7 boss fights, I feel like in general, which BO6 did better, which is so weird to say because I just don't like BO6 as much as BO7 is that they have more physical appearance. Like, Patient 13 is a big threat. Yeah, he might be just a pancake basically now these days, but he is at least a threat in the boss fight. Same thing with Richtofen, Sam, the Z-Rex. Like, the Guardian. Like, all of those boss fights, at least the boss is actually a physical threat. In these type of boss fights, like, kind of like Dravikar, the Dark Heart even, I would say, they don't feel like physical threats at all. In fact, they just feel like they're just a punching bag that we're just punching at. Which is kind of annoying. And I do kind of hope that that does end up changing with the final map as well. But also, another quick mention and just a little bit of a reminder that, as well, there will be no... trying to remember. There will be no live stream next week, as I don't know what the plan is going to be for now, but I am planning to go to Lakeland, which I'll talk about that a little bit later once I make a decision on things, because stuff like that. And also, another quick reminder, or just another thing. As you can see right here, my game glitched during the boss fight, where I don't know how, but the twin portal thing ended up going into the house where there was no way to get out of there. So that's very annoying that it happened. And with the transition, I think it's kind of ironic, which I found this transition just randomly, and I thought it was pretty cool, so I just might as well have it because of this literally game-breaking bug, because I went and save and quit. It's just kind of annoying that that was the case, that it broke like that. But overall, I do think this map is just not a great map to play. I feel like I would rather play Shinonuma Reborn. I would rather play any BO7, honestly, even any BO6 map over this. I would even say Cold War too. So again, a lot of maps are better than Paradox Junction, and the big reason to why is because of its uniqueness factor. Because this map is very not unique at all. Like maybe the boss fight, yes. Besides that, it's just Nuketown. It kind of just is, and I just recently even played the original Nuketown, and I think the original Nuketown is better than this piece of garbage, which is kind of insane to think about. Yeah, which I think that I just like the original Nuketown a little bit better because it actually has a challenge to it, unlike this one where it's either unplayable or it's super easy. It's kind of in between. So. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna be heading out here. Obviously, you'll see the end cutscene here in a sec, but I really do hope you guys do have a fantastic day because I do not talk throughout this entire boss fight. And yeah, I just wanted to say again, thank you guys so much for the support right now. It's really huge. Because I'm gonna be honest, the summer has sucked, kinda. I not really have had the greatest summer in the world. I was gonna get a job, that didn't happen. Um, and then obviously football, I don't even know how that's gonna go because right now I'm planning to think about quitting, which I'll make a video 100% determining whether or not I will do that or not soon. So there's just a lot of things going on right now, and it's nothing particularly great. So yeah, this was definitely probably the biggest highlight of my summer because literally, I'm not even gonna lie, this summer has sucked. It's just not been fun. The heat, uh, just not have done a lot over the summer. That's crazy to say when my birthday is during the summer as well, but that's kind of all I have to say. But anyways, guys, I will, again, thank you guys all for the support, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
This place, once I harness its power, I will make them all pay. No heart, no glory.
They did it. Oh, it stopped. Mine. You were very brave to fight the heart.
Hey!
Thank you so much for setting us free.
You're welcome.
But now the time loop is broken. He'll see you. He can't see us. We won't let him. We'll use this chalk to get us out of here.
And why should we trust you?
Because she wants us to help you. And she needs you to stop him from killing reality. He doesn't know that he's doing that. But it's what's happening.
What do you think?
They do seem to have a way out of here.
Quickly, children. Where do we go?
To the house she made. And then to a cold place. So cold.